Welcome, everybody. This is Charles Kuck, managing partner of Kuck Baxter Immigration. I'm alone today. Invited some of our attorneys to join us, but for some reason they didn't want to come on with me. I don't know why. As you know, here at Kuck Baxter, we do Facebook Lives frequently during the week, always at 2 o'clock. My partner Dustin will be here on Friday. My other partner, Elizabeth Mathern, will be here tomorrow. Next Tuesday, we'll actually be in Mandarin with Catherine and Phil. That's what I'm going to watch. I don't speak Mandarin other than a few words, but I think that will be kind of fun. So make sure you tune in. All right, so today I wanted to first talk about our newest lawsuit, Fong versus Blinken. Fong versus Blinken is an EB-5 lawsuit. We have 21 plaintiffs. Everybody is from mainland China except for one Russian. This EB-5 case is something that actually is really quite ridiculous. In none of the general overall ban, so the ban that Trump put in place saying, hey, you can't come if you're employment-based immigrant, EB-1, EB-2, EB-3. You can't come if you're family-based unless you're relevant. EB-5 was not in that group. They were never excluded. Never. But because of the China-based ban for those Chinese plaintiffs, they basically just didn't interview people for the last year. As a result, normally there are 10,000 EB-5s every fiscal year that are issued, and the vast majority are Chinese. We're talking probably 70%. And there is a 15-year-long backlog for people from China in this category. They just basically didn't. They issued last year 3,500 of last year. So that means those folks were put further back in line because most EB-5s are consular processed. Almost over 80% are consular processed, and less than 20% are adjustment of status. So unlike EB-2s, EB-3s, which the vast majority are adjusted, so they face no ban whatsoever, and they'll be able to use their numbers and the numbers that rolled over. EB-5 didn't. That just creates the backlog on the back end for folks. So it's obviously unjust. It's something that needs to be fixed. And frankly, I think we're going to win this case quickly. We're going to file a preliminary injunction this week. We have been assigned to Judge. I'll tell you who we've been assigned to. Judge Klossner in Los Angeles. We filed this in the Central District of Los Angeles. Our plaintiff has property in Los Angeles. We chose there instead of Washington, D.C. For strategic reasons, as well as the plaintiff lives there. The case has been referred to a magistrate, Magistrate Choljian, Jacqueline Choljian. She's a magistrate, which is the people that the judges use to get cases done when they're too busy. We'll be filing a preliminary injunction shortly. We will then have a hearing. I'm just going to go in Spanish real quickly. Hoy día estoy contestando preguntas en español, no se preocupe, estaba hablando en inglés acerca de la nueva litigación que tenemos por la categoría EB5, particularmente los de China que están muy atrasados en ser entrevistados. Now, today, everybody learned that the Biden administration is not going to extend the ban in 152, which is not giving H&L visas and E's, all right? But they're not getting rid of the regional bans. So the Department of State is still interpreting all those regional bans. So that's the Schengen area in Europe, that's the UK, Ireland, it's South Africa, it's Brazil, it's China. They're still not getting visas, which is also why we filed this both as a mandamus and as a declaratory judgment action in Fong versus Blinken in the Central District of California, which is in Los Angeles. So that's what's going on in that case. We'll put some stuff on the Twitter machine with that information, a copy of the complaint once we redact it, and give folks updates on the preliminary injunction that we will be filing shortly. My partner, Danielle Claffey, has done remarkable work in that case, along with Raymond Portolano in my office, and my partners, Jeff Joseph, Greg Siskin, and their firms as we litigate. As you all know, we have other litigation coming up. We've got the regional ban litigation, which we're hoping to get done shortly. I think the final sign-up, I'm going to check when the final sign-up on that is. So the final sign-up is April 5th. So next Friday is the last day to sign up for that litigation. We're going to file that very shortly thereafter, already drafting the complaint. So once we get all the plaintiffs on board, we'll be able to file that. And we've got the K1 litigation in Brazil, which we're finalizing right now. So let's see if we're currently, I think, when did the sign up for that end? I know we got enough people for that. Deadline's today. March 31st for the K1s for Brazil. We are still signing up folks for the K1 mandamus litigation in Manila. One piece of information for Milligan plaintiffs, one of our plaintiffs in Manila got an interview notice today. All right. Now, I don't know if it's a trend. Maybe they found out we're going to sue them and they don't want to get sued. I don't know. But if individually, they already know we've already been sued, right? So that's out there. That's a really good piece of information for folks to have. And let's see, we've got here, and look at my other screen over here. K1s in Egypt, we're finalizing that right now. Greg and his firm are working on that. In the Acker Gomez litigation, Acker Fangjal Mohammed, as you all know, we're combined with Curtis and Rafa Uriana in part of that case. The Gomez plaintiffs got their own motions for summary judgment, and we were combined with Fangjal Mohammed and Kennedy. We filed a reply brief, and yes, we asked for the rest of the visas that weren't issued, at least 35,000. I think that we gave the judge the ammunition he needs to do that and to make that happen. And we just need to really get the judge to agree. Now, the next thing that happens in that case is that the government has to file some more documentation, and then the judge is either going to rule on the written motions for summary judgment from both sides, or he's going to have oral argument and then rule. But we have no timelines. Don't ask me today, when's it going to be? I don't know. My best guess is by the end of May. And no, I don't know the order in which the extra visas, if he goes that way, will be issued. They could be in number order. They could be plaintiffs first. They could be part plaintiffs and, that were original plaintiffs, and then everybody else. They could add Kennedy in that. Everybody knows my position on Kennedy plaintiffs. I think you're wonderful people. But I think you got bandwagon a little late. But that's up to the judge, what he wants to do with that. Not my call, obviously, whatsoever. And we'll see what happens. We, of course, have the Milligan case. We've got a lot of people in round 3 starting to get interviews, and a lot of people in round 2 already in the country. We've gotten some wedding pictures already today that were kind of fun. Congratulations to you. And no, we have not forgotten anybody else. Jeff, send another update right now to the government for follow-up. And we have a status report due next Friday in which we will be naming names, so to speak, to the judge, and maybe even asking for a status conference at that point on that case. On Tate, by the way, if you're Tate plaintiff and you listen and you don't have an interview yet, besides my Lisbon friend, because I know you're waiting till April, it's next week, let me know. But I think we've got almost everybody in Tate done. Those in Annunciado already know what's going on because we've emailed you directly. That case is ongoing. We just got a 30-day extension with the government agreement. So they're going to hold off filing a motion to dismiss for 30 more days. And we'll be going from there on this. Obviously, we've also got the DV 2021 litigation, which will be filing, that will include all the Annunciado DV 2021 plaintiffs with no charge. And we'll be filing that shortly. I think that's April, after April 5 is the last day to join that. So let me just double check that. Yeah, that's right. I think it's April 5 is the last day for that. That and the NIE litigation will be dropping together. I mean, the regional ban litigation will be dropping together in court. So we're there. Just so that you know, on the Annunciado plaintiffs, besides the DV 2021 folks, who we're constantly fighting for, and we're going to keep fighting for and get you in the country, I don't have any doubt about that, is the family-based and employment-based immigrants, of which we only had 28 total between those two categories. We've now got a number of them getting interviews. And if you're listening today, you're one of the Annunciado plaintiffs and family-based employment-based, reach out to Aaron. We're working on getting you interviews as part of this case. So that's part of the litigation strategy and filing. All right, that's kind of an update of what's going on. Biden's not going to end the regional bans. They're letting the H&L stuff go away. Biden, basically they're so focused on the border with the asylum stuff. They're not doing anything else. One thing I tweeted yesterday was, look, Biden, you own this. You haven't nominated a head of immigration. Really? Nobody's, the inmates are running the asylum at USCIS. Where is your political leadership in this? I mean, if you don't have political leadership, buddy, nothing's going to get fixed. And you're not going to solve the asylum problem at the border without fixing immigration in the United States at the agency level. So many things that can be changed overnight if you only had somebody in charge who knew what they were doing. ICE and CBP heads wouldn't be bad either, by the way, Joe. In case you're listening, you might not be listening. Maybe you don't listen to me. I don't know. You certainly haven't called me. But other than that, we've got the DACA case. Judge Bannon basically put off till next week an update from the parties. So he hasn't ruled on DACA. Honestly, he would be having to reverse himself, honestly, if he was going to stop DACA now. Especially now that the Biden administration has announced they're finally following Chuck's advice that he gave to Obama 8 years ago to publish a regulation to legitimize DACA. Hello. Yes, DACA people should still travel in case you marry a U.S. citizen. A great new case just came out here in Georgia, courtesy of my friend Marshall Cohen from Antonini and Cohen on TPS, saying that if you travel and re-enter on TPS, you're an arriving alien and immigration can adjust you. Great case. Thank you, Marshall. Extraordinarily good work. All right, we don't have a lot of comments so far. That's actually pretty good. So maybe we'll get through a lot of them today. María García, María, buenas tardes. ¿Cuánto tiempo está durando el proceso de DACA? Si su pregunta es, ¿cuánto tiempo está tomando para una decisión por DACA? 3 a 4 meses, más o menos. Un mes para su recibo, un mes para sus huellas y 2 meses después, tal vez un poco menos, tal vez un poco más, pero 2 a 3 meses. Sanjanath, yes, finally you can get an H-1B at the consulate so long as you're not in one of the regional ban countries. And then you still can't get it. So Chinese still can't get it, but India can. But really, Sanjanath, the real question is, will the embassy open and do them? I mean, that's what's crazy about this. Will they actually do them? I don't know. A lot of embassies using COVID for an excuse, including in many countries where COVID is a non-issue. Where was I looking at the other day? I think it was Liberia. All right, Liberia, they've had no cases for months, or 1 case for months. The embassy's not issuing visas. I mean, really? Why isn't Department of State telling people, look, we can't give you a visa here, but if you go to this third country, we'll arrange you to get a visa? Why aren't they doing that? Good question. I don't know. Señor Kuck, ahora me interesa mucho una consulta con usted. Entonces, Alejandra, lo que tiene que hacer es llamar por la consulta gratis ahorita. Gratis, gratuita es otra vez. Tengo que dar una búsqueda por el entendimiento de esas 2 palabras. Una consulta gratuita, gratis. Llame por esto por teléfono. Si quiere hablar en persona conmigo, por supuesto, cobramos por esto, pero es el mismo número. ¿Ok? El mismo número. Ok, gracias, María. Alejandra. All right, Valerie Perez. To apply for diversity visa, you have to wait till October. Yes, so diversity 2021. I mean, the next applications for the diversity lottery will be in October, and they're free. Don't get conned into paying money to apply for this from some third-party website. It's free, and it will be for DV 2023. They're about to announce, usually they announce in April, May, the winners for DV 2022, which will begin issuing in October, unless they want to get sued again. And of course, they'll still be issuing DV 2020 and DV 2021, I imagine then. But yeah, apply in April, in October. You can't, no way to apply before then. And again, don't be conned by one of these fake websites that charges you to file your paperwork. Melina Rosa, your last hope. Yeah, Melina, estoy trabajando en esto. No soy Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay? No soy Kenobi, pero estoy luchando. Hussein, that baklava was primo. Now, a lot of people commenting saying that if it wasn't Turkish baklava, it couldn't have been the real baklava. Now, I, for one, think baklava is amazing wherever it comes from. And I've had baklava from a lot of countries in the Middle East. All right. I've even had baklava from Southern Europe. It's all good. It's all good, and it all makes you fat. That's the secret of butter and sugar and just a little bit of flour. It was great. And thank you, Osama Najar, for that wonderful gift. It was very kind of you. And we're so happy I'm so happy you're a permanent resident. Go make an awesome life. Go make America great. All right. Then name us for the DV 2021. Our last intakes are next Friday, Khalid, and we'll be filing the next week. We're already drafting it, and we'll be filing it then. Pay attention. It'll be out there. Florencio, hola, señor abogado. Tengo una pregunta. ¿Qué es más complicado? ¿El proceso de la visa U o el ajuste de estatus por medio de la visa U? Well, Florencio, hay que entender, no puede pedir ajuste de estatus por la visa U hasta que pase por el proceso de la visa U. Y si está aplicando hoy día por la visa U, no va a ser aprobado por la visa U por aproximadamente 15 años. En 5 años le darán una acción deferida y un permiso de trabajo, pero hay una línea de 160,000 personas esperando hoy día por 10,000 visas al año. Haga la matemática. Cuando ya tiene la visa U por 3 años, puede aplicar por la residencia, que es más o menos fácil, okay? En 1 año o menos. Nicholas John, Ram Milligan today. We got the message from Paris Consul. We have not yet received paperwork from the file. I received. So, Nicholas, if you remember our talk about this and our instructions to you, you email the consulate and the National Visa Center on the same email. In fact, what I would do, if you got a message for them today, I would hit reply. I would copy in the National Visa Center email and say, hey, I'm a little confused, National Visa Center. You're saying Paris hasn't requested it, and Paris, you're saying the NVC hasn't sent it. So please clarify for me when you, National Visa Center, will send it, or Paris, when you will request it. I look forward to your timely reply. And I would ask them every day until they replied to you. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. A lot of people have learned that. Anuka, what about high cases? Now, I think you're referring, hopefully, to DV 2021. Here's the deal. Charlie Oppenheim, the guy who writes the visa bulletin, has already said, unpublic, on the Department of State's YouTube page, that he believes all DV cases will be current for interview in June. June, in 2 months. So you can join the lawsuit. I mean, we're not going to get a decision from the judge probably till June anyway, when everybody's going to be current. So one thing I do know is if you don't sue, you're probably not going to get it. All right, then you're leaving it up to the air. Hey, Cook, I am real baklava in Turkey. What do you think about? I think, thank you, Safa. Real baklava from Turkey. I won't tell the Greeks. I promise you. Or the Albanian Greeks who own the diner down the street from me that make great baklava as well. Look, one of the purposes of the lawsuit is to force the Department of State to put you in a consulate that is doing interviews. Okay. If you're in Turkey, can you go to Albania? Is Albania doing interviews? Can you go to Uzbekistan? Who maybe, I mean, I don't know, but this is something the Department of State has to be made to do. And again, let me take a look here using the fantastic Google machine and look at the COVID situation in Turkey. Did you know that if you Google the word COVID and your country, see, Turkey's got a massive increase right now, similar to the one last fall. And in fact, almost on par with their Yeah, they already hit their high ever on COVID in Turkey. So that's probably, I mean, I'm not going to blame the consulate, okay, for not opening, but they need to figure a way around this. All right. They need to figure a way around this. And again, that's why we're suing. So, Francois, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Katya, what do you know about the documents? Less than 18, we received the requests. Look, Katya, there's nothing that stops you from sending documents to the KCC. They can just say, look, we're not taking yours right now. You're going to get them ready. I mean, send it. There's no harm in sending them in. Okay. That's from my perspective. Mohammed, how will the players update about the DV 2021 native? We will be emailing you. We'll be emailing you when we're filing. Okay. We'll send you an update. Don't worry. If you paid, you're in. You got a receipt saying you paid. You're good. All right. Georgina Rivera, buenas tardes. ¿Puede un residente dar papeles de residencia si contraen matrimonio mientras se tiene visa de turista? Si se casa después de que tiene 90 días como turista, sí, puede pedir la residencia sin problema. Pero no por contrato. Tiene que enamorarse primero. Y de ahí casarse. Y el día mágico es 90 días. Si ocurrió el matrimonio antes de 90 días, debe llamarnos, Georgina, ahorita llamarnos por la consulta hoy, ¿okay? Porque hay cosas que tiene que entender sobre este asunto. De todos modos, estamos listos para ayudarle. Ok, tenemos Isa. Hola desde Madrid. Amo a Madrid, el mejor paella de España, lo que me dijeron. Y amo a España. Madrid, y gracias por el trabajo. I joined the latest regional travel ban litigation as a plaintiff finally get an interview scheduled to get K1 approved. Any idea when we hear about anything on the case once it's filed? I can't tell you exactly how long you'll hear. My guess it might be probably a month or two, but because the government, once we file a preliminary injunction. The government then has 21 days to respond. Then the judge sets a hearing date. So again, it's at least a month. Might be a little bit longer. I mean, that's kind of the stuff we've talked about. Dia Yaha, any news about DV banned by Muslim bans? You know, that's a great question because there are thousands of people, not thousands, at least hundreds of people that were denied DV 2020 because of the Muslim ban in September, probably hundreds. We are arguing that they should not be denied now. They should be able to go back and be issued one of these set-aside visas. That's the only fair way. That's what we'll be talking to the judge about. All right, so we're fighting for that. Francois, 20 places in my Facebook group, 21. I want to ask you for feedback. Francois, if they got a receipt for the money, they got an email, they're in. If they didn't get a receipt, they're not in. So they should reach out. Okay? Damian Bazano says, oh, hey, Valerie. You recommend get in touch with you, asked to apply for No, that's again, you asked that question before, DV 2023. And tell Damian I said hello. I love Damian. A good young man. All right. Hello. As far as you know, has the U.S. Consulate Naval resumed employment-based visa reviews? Marianne, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I do know they've issued K1s. And again, the Schengen, I think they're still implementing the Schengen ban. I think. I don't know for sure. Yulin, Celia Yulin, do you think the change in the investment would give more leverage to the regional centers? Well, that's never going to happen, Yulin. It's never going back to 500,000 ever. So that's not even a question I need to do. Hopes to decrease the backlog. Well, I mean, obviously, if there is a deal on immigration that eliminates per country limits, the backlog essentially goes away in a couple of years. And really, why do we have a limit at all on people that want to invest in America? That's just stupid. I mean, that's just dumb. Any news about the new lawsuit? Sammy, again, if you're referring to DV 2021 or the regional ban lawsuits, go back about 23 minutes. We talk about that. All right, Shabnan Razai, I'm a plaintiff in DV 2021 lawsuit for Iran, but living in Turkey. You guys did not join in. Do you think being a plaintiff make it just? Well, yeah, we're going to be forcing them to figure out a way to get you a visa, basically. So that's again part of the lawsuits. Samira, my understanding is that there will be no announcement. They're just going to let it expire. It expires tonight at midnight. It's gone. So that's my understanding. Sister 1 DB21, I thought the interview April 7th, possibility she can come to me. Well, if you're asking, can she qualify for an interview? The answer is yes. Did she, if she was scheduled for an interview, then she's going to be included in the Gomez class. She should go to the Gomez website. Let's see if I can find that website here. Let's see. I might have to put this up. Oh, by the way, for those of you emailing the NVC, there's your email. Okay, there's your email for the NVC. Let's see, DV 2020. So if you are in this lawsuit, you need to sign up here as part of the class. So you need to, where were you? Whose sister was this? Shabnan, all right, Shabnan. No, that's not it. Evan. Okay, so here's what you need to do. You need to, I need to delete that one. Sorry, you only get so many. So do a banner right here. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh. All right, sometimes it just takes me a while, you know. And so you go here and you sign up. So if you're a DV 2021 winner, but you weren't interviewed, because they canceled your interview, they never got your interview, you need to go to this website and sign up. All right, and they will tell you what to do. You have lawyers. These guys are your lawyers. I'm not your lawyer unless you're an ACCR plaintiff, of which we only have 4 left. So these are the folks you want to go to for that. All right, Shabnan, we answered that. We have one answered yours. Francois, does PIP affect DV at all? No, it doesn't affect DV at all. It's only about H's, L's, E's, J's, L's. And if you're in a regional ban, you're still screwed. All right, it's not about the DV 2020. Yay, Siskay's watching me. Thank you, Greg. All right, let's see. Where are we? Oh, he's got a lot more questions. And my Uzumajobber skimmed way forward. What are we doing here? All right, there we go. Gorky, regards from Honduras, que gusto verte, el piloto. Lucharemos para ti. Adelina, Ana Carolina, finally third verse K and the K1 mass action, really excited for a process. We're getting ready to file, Anna. We're gonna file on these guys. Okay. All right, let's see. Le olvido el español. No me olvidé el español. Nunca me olvido. Bukhar, sorry for the last time. I did it 4 times. Called the question, you don't answer me. Had a problem with the internet. They called me 4 times. Again, you don't ask me to leave. You are forgiven, Bujar, whatever that means. I don't know what you're talking about at this point. Sabina, thanks for amazing help. We are in the USA, still pending. Hopefully it was coming to decision soon. Right now, current. If you are in the United States, you should adjust status. I mean, honestly, but wherever you are locally, you need to hire a lawyer who's got a lot of experience on these in your local office, because it's going to require constant pushing. But yeah, I would adjust status and not consular process. Alejandra, me interesa una consulta con usted para que me oriente acerca del visa si puede calificar. And por supuesto, para tener la cita, la única cosa que tienen que hacer es llamar por la consulta. Again, you want an appointment, just call. We're here. We have lots of lawyers, including me. Happy to help you on your immigration case. We do all kinds of immigration, everything. We don't just sue the government. All right. Eloisa, thanks for being on. Thank you, Eloisa. Petronia, can you use COVID as a reason you were unable to meet your fiance in person? No. Sorry. You can go to a different country, but no, they won't count that. Any news from the Peruvian embassy? Well, they are interviewing. I know that. They are interviewing, but not interviewing DV 2021 yet, that we know. That's going to be a point in our lawsuit. Hussein, I got nothing, man. I got nothing. I don't know. Meijuan, good afternoon. When will we file EB5? No, EB5 is filed. We filed it yesterday. Yesterday, mi Juan. So if you're a plaintiff, you'll be getting an email shortly about that. We'll be filing the preliminary injunction shortly too. Can dockers in Puerto Rico and other U.S. colonies? First of all, Danielle, we don't have colonies. I know why you think that. We have territories. Yes, you can go to Puerto Rico. I don't like my clients to do that. If you need to go someplace tropical, go to Hawaii. But make sure you bring your DACA stuff to you. Please don't go to the Virgin Islands. Don't. If you're going to go anywhere, go to Puerto Rico. Don't go to the Virgin Islands. There's a lot of reasons why. Just don't do it. Ana Carolina, situation of COVID is very complicated. Yeah, I know. It's bad. The consulate, well, first of all, the shutdown in Brazil was to the 26th. It wasn't this week. And they're obviously concerned about, they have families there too. They're human beings. But the problem is they're not finding a workaround. So it's not just that you can't go there. Why isn't there a tent out front with, biometric stuff that checks you for COVID? They give you an immediate test before you go in. They make you wear a mask and a head covering. They make you put gloves on. There's all kinds of things that can be done to minimize risk. There's never going to be a risk. USCIS sees people in person for the last 9 months. I mean, come on. I agree. That's why we're going to sue them. EB category going to look this 4 years. That's how long it take to get the real green card. Well, Drudge, it depends on where you're from. If you have EB3, there's no waiting line. It's just about a 2-year processing time. If you're from India, it's forever. If you're from China, it's about 4 or 5 years. So it just depends on where you're from. Let's see. Verocopter, any chance that Schengen Man will be lifted? No. Schengen Man's not going to be lifted. That's why we're suing. All right. Can you apply for the visa lottery? Well, again, she has to apply for herself, technically. But you have to check and see if Cuba will be on the list for DV 2020. They haven't produced that list. Doctor, ¿usted puede decir una cultura gratis por ese número? Sí, Lourdes, es gratis por teléfono. The Turks are really angry about baklava. They're really upset about baklava. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Google, where is baklava from? And Google says baklava is a pre-Ottoman origin dish, is unknown, but is the common dessert of Iranian, Turkish, and Arab cuisines. So I appreciate, Gorkum, that you think it's from Turkey, but Google is saying Turkey, Greece, Iran, Lebanon, and Armenia. I'm just saying. It's what Google says. The Muslims thing, yes. Then if you actually read our brief, well, I agree. Again, the DD 2020, we have a chance of getting them visas. The prior years, you're going to have to go to Congress or win the Al-Karami case. That's all you can do. DV 2020, I already gave an update earlier on. I have no idea what that says. None. María, tengo un hijo. Mi hijo, mi santísimo, en una detención de inmigración porque entró por la frontera el pasado 29 de febrero y somos venezolanos. La pregunta sería, ¿él puede aplicar por TPS estando en detención? Sí, él es elegible por TPS aunque estaba en detención y lo podemos hacer. Llame, María, por una cita. Llame por una cita. Ahorita. Ahí está el número. Okay, María. Okay, now Shamal is saying, okay, baklava might not be from Turkey. We don't know, but it is the best. I'll tell you whether it's the best or not. Hamza, mentioned earlier we're going to Congress in the lottery. I think you mentioned it. Yes, Hamza, and we are talking to congressmen. How that works in Congress is very slow, with no promises. Let's see. Julia, I would like to know if COVID-19 is really bad in a country that's because they have a right to cancel interviews. Well, again, no, there's no rules on this. Okay. If at the end of the day, ultimately, they're going to have to answer to the judge, ultimately, if they have not finding a way to make this happen. Yes, at a certain point, it's COVID's really bad. I mean, in Brazil, it's horrible. I mean, I know it's horrible in Brazil. Right now, it's probably the worst country in the world. That might be having to do with terrible political leadership. But at the same time, no law requires consular officers to put their lives at risk, which is why they should make accommodations. All right, and that's what we're fighting for. Green card backlog. Well, first of all, the current administration did address it. They gave a bill to Congress that addresses it completely. It's not the current administration anymore. It's in Congress's hands. So is Congress going to do anything about it? It's a good question. Right now, they're not. If I am an individual mandamus of my visa that has been stuck in original processes, what could I expect in the case of my visa? So if you did an individual mandamus, generally speaking, you're probably going to get an answer and a decision and an order generally within probably visa issuance within about 90 days, maybe up to 180, but probably around 90 is my experience doing this for 30 years. Petronia, I don't recall not answering your question. I think I answered your question. Maybe go back in time and take a look at that. No, what just happened? Armenia is another citizen. Yes, I agree. It's not only unfortunate, it's awful. We need to make sure that Congress deals with it or you win the Al-Karami case. Welcome, Nicholas. All right, Anna, you're back. We know the situation is really complicated. Oh, you already asked this question. I already answered that. What about the Moscow embassy? Well, we're they're getting sued right now on an EB-5. And I don't know, what is, I thought Putin had solved the problem in Russia of COVID. Are you telling me that Russia's got Russia's going down? I mean, they don't have that. I mean, 8,000 cases in the whole country. I mean, I do know one of the problems at the consulate in Moscow is they send a lot of people home. My understanding, their staffing is down like 70%. The staff, the people that work there aren't there. That's a problem. Now, if they did remote interviews, it wouldn't matter where they were, right? They could do it from their comfort of their home in Virginia. So that's, again, one of the things we're fighting for as part of this. We will be out of town next month. Well, we need to send you for the K1 Brazil visa. You need to sign up on the website and do your declaration. That's all you need to do. We'll keep fighting, Juliana. Francois, I love doing Facebook. These are always fun. Go back in time to Hindra, about minute 3. That's where I talked about that. Any news from the government lawyers on Noticias 2021? Yes, I talked about this about minute 4 or 5. You can go back there and take a look at it. I'm Turkish, but in South Africa. Man, you don't have any luck, do you, Aslam? He's not lifting the South Africa ban. That's not going to happen. That's why we're suing. That's why we're going to sue on that. All right. Again, this thing skipped on forward for me. Farm Blinken has been filed last night. It is case number in the Central District of California. It is case number 2:21-CV 0252. That's the case number. So it's been filed. Any way to know how many DV21 winners allocated to everything like Montreal? I don't know. Because Canadians aren't part of the visa, right? They're not part of it. So we don't have any Canadian winners. And as far as I know, they don't release the consulates. They release the winners by country, but not where they're processing, as far as I understand. You know, that would be a great question to ask my friend Britt Simon Says on Twitter. He may know the answer to that question. If anybody knows, he would know. No notice of approval for K1 process. Obviously, I missed all possible litigation. What do we do if you receive it in the next week? Yeah, Sindel, you can file individual mandamus, but it is the only way to get it done. So, I mean, that's what I would do. I would just Lily! Thank you, Lily. I love Lily. She is a brilliant lawyer. Brilliant. It's so cool to be associated with her as part of this litigation project that we have with our firms. Castle Rock, will the ongoing litigation case have any impact on the new V21 that you're going to file in your case? No, it will not. Jen Jiang, good afternoon, sir. How is Purdue going? Yeah, well, Jack, basically, we won that case. And we won it both by the Department of Labor delaying any decision for 18 months. And I'll share a secret with you. You will never see it again. They will, sometime in the middle of the Biden administration, propose a new prevailing wage program, which they should do. I mean, the one they have is a joke. It doesn't reflect reality. Even the way it is, it doesn't reflect reality. Not that people are paid too low, but some people are still paid too high. So, yeah, we won that case. That's the bottom line. I just love beating the government in court. Maricruz, I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband is supposed to be going legal. Does it affect you if they get? No effect, Maricruz. Don't worry about it. Yeah, see, Petroninos, I got to her. Do you think it is gone? Maybe we can start thinking about K1 visa substitute as well as again. K1s will be good everywhere. That's not a Schengen country. A regional banned country. But again, there's other countries that aren't banned and they're still slow walking them because they prioritize them at the bottom. So you can still sue on that. Sarah, not a judge, just imply the case is now moot after. Well, sir, if you're an Enunciado plaintiff, I'll be happy to answer that question, but I don't think you are. Dora, dígale a Biden que los papeles rápido. Hey, Joe, si me estás escuchando, compadre, mira, apúrese, hijo, man, apúrese. Estamos muriendo aquí de tener los resultados de los casos. ¿Está viendo ahora? Okay. Let's see. Quickly, go more? I don't have no idea what you're talking about. My country's borders are closed, so meeting in the country wouldn't be possible. Bummer. It won't be closed forever. I'm loving this baklava debate. Thank you, Allison. Is it baklava from Lebanon? Not according to Google. All right. It's an Ottoman Empire thing, so to speak. Just Google it. That's where they have it, right? That's where it comes from. Doing well soon. Going over to serve God. May God help us avoid. Yes, I agree. Any chance for ending up even Julie, the problem is there are too many people in the United States not getting vaccinated because they watch too much Fox News, making them dumb. I mean, I don't get it. Take the darn vaccine. I had actually a friend tell me, well, okay, you don't get COVID, but what happens in a year? What do you mean? Oh, how's the vaccine going to affect you in a year? So I don't know, except I won't be dead from COVID. Got that going for me. All right. Morocco and okay, so saying you'll have to send me some. I don't know what chabkia is, but I bet you it's delicious. I'm sure my wife's had it because she's been to Morocco. If a DV20 was like the A1 meter, you can, Rami, but you can't file until you've been here for 90 days. 90 days. Then you can file. Of course, in 90 days, if you entered today, you have April, May, June. Then you've got July, August, September. You only got 90 days to get it done. So you're skating on the edge. Does a child who's 21 years old fall under a K1 visa with their parent? No. As soon as they turn 21, they are no longer a K1. Andrew, I don't know what you're saying no to. I hope it was something good. Shabnan, sorry to ask me a question. As an Iranian given in Armenia, well, then I would go to Armenia. Definitely go to Armenia. Absolutely. Where I hear the baklava may be better than Turkey. I don't know. You should try and let me know. And that's from an Iranian who probably thinks the best baklava is in Iran. What is the reason? Oh, this is, I love the same questions asked by different people. So, again, if you are a plaintiff in Enunciado, you know. All right, let's see here. What else we got? I want to make sure that we get through everybody here. There we go. How do you do? I do good. It's all good to see you. How's the Chinese embassy doing with previous cases? Terrible. Well, actually, K1s, they've issued all the K1s in round 1 and I think round 2, as far as I know. Don't know about round 3 yet, but if we had any round 3, I think they're being interviewed. So on the lawsuit cases, they're obeying the judge. Updates 2021, early in the case, Egyptian spouse case. I'm going to pass on that, Amr, and let you email, unless Lily's still listening and she wants to chime in. She may know off the top of her head. I don't have that right in front of me at this moment. But I know the K1s are moving forward. All right. Can you go to the embassy April 1 for April interview? There is expiring. If the embassy will set an appointment for you, yes. But I mean, the question is, are there any appointments? I mean, so many consulates are setting appointments in August. Khadija, hello, the owner of the Trump Smile. Thank you for my heart. Well, I got to tell you, Curtis and Rafa and their team did a great job on that brief. I had a small part in it. Their briefing was great. The Gomez team did a great job on their briefs. I know they didn't really address the additional numbers like we did, but I think they're great. I don't see how the judge doesn't agree with us. I really don't. Maybe I'm just biased. All right. Well, gee, there we go. Lily puts us a smile. So thank you for saying that. Will Judge Manning give the final judgment? I don't know. Let's see. Thank you for your help. Thank you very much for your help. Have a good one. Nabil, my case number is current. I'm with you in an Enunciado case. So, Nabil, if your number is current, you should be putting stuff into the KCC now. Don't wait for them. Put it into there, and you know what we're doing. Check your email. U.S. Embassy not get part of DV1s. Yes, Rami, if you have something written about that, an email from them, please email it to me or to Greg or Jeff, all right? Because we need those emails. We have a lot of them from a lot of different countries, and they're going to go in the complaint. Do you think if 52 is gone, maybe they can think about how to make K1 visa exception as well as the ban? Again, if you're in the banned countries, you're still going to have a problem. Many of the active A1s, if you all been metrics are in the system, perhaps argue that. Again, USCIS has historically been very good, especially in the last decade, about if you file and you're in the country, you're going to get it. Last year, for example, I had a DV 2021 individual contact me who was in the country in LA when the decision came out, and they'd been in LA for a few months. So they said, well, should I go back to the consul? And I said, well, I'll tell you what you should do. I gave him the name of a really great lawyer that I know. And she got the adjustment filed like the 15th of September or something like that. He was interviewed and got approved. So again, you hire a great local lawyer, and I know great local lawyers over the country, as do Greg and Jeff, and you can get it done in a very quick order, okay? But you have to hustle. What are the chances the Democrats using a 0-1? If I had $1 for every time the Democrats failed to exercise a backbone in passing difficult legislation, I would be a very wealthy man. I would be. There you go. Next live should be about baklava. We're going to be making baklava in our next Facebook Live. That would be kind of fun, Allison. Let's see. Where are we? This thing just skipped way ahead on me. Let's see. I find it. Here we go. I do hope things go well soon. Good luck on your lawsuits. Yeah, we're gonna do it impossible. Now, again, somebody even commented last week, well, if you're filing the new DV 2020 lawsuit too soon. Remember, we've already filed one in November, and it wasn't too soon. The question is, did we give them notice that they're illegally violating the law by not adjudicating them? So it's not too soon. And we're doing it so they still have time to get it done, right? Regional chance. Julie already commented on that. I just don't see that happening. Moroccan chop. God, DV 2020 is like to have a DV when we get entered. I already kind of answered that question. Let's see. How do you do? Oh, I know what I did, Allison. Been waiting 9 months now for U.S. to transfer K1 application on VC. Nothing's been done. Petra, have you not been approved for your K1? Because remember, CAS won't transfer a case to the KCC until they approve it. If you have an approved K1 with a notice of approval that's not been transferred, you need to call your congressman or your senator and make that happen. Make that happen, okay? Let's see here. Still no movement in Joburg. Still moving in Christy, if this is for K1s, please update the database, the list, the thing we have you to update online, and let us know that, because we've asked them about this, and my understanding was that they had, and I could be wrong, Lily will correct me, but I thought they had reached out on that, at least for a couple of people. Okay, I could be confusing my consulates. Ashim, we have a lot of plaintiffs in the lawsuit already. We have a lot. We'll take as many as want to get in. All right, we'll take as many as want to get in. Egyptian Spain, thank you, Lily. 14 couples, all of them paid. I think we wanted 25, I think. Joanna and somebody will be in touch shortly. So just know we're working on it. All right. All right. Let's see. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to everybody that are Christians. Big holiday coming up this week. How many plaintiffs were there in the Gomez case? Well, so in the Gomez case, they only had like a handful of DVs, but they had a lot of other people in their case, but they only had a handful of DVs. But now Gomez represents every DV 2020 person, all of them that were not issued visas. So technically they have like 35,000 clients, which is why you need to go register on their website. Family-based, Aline, yes, Aline. We sent an email out about this. We'll be doing another email shortly, and we'll deal with you directly offline, okay, with our plan. We've got received emails from Jordan Innovation Lab as a subject, Gomez, guys. Yes, Jordan at Innovation Law Lab is, I think, the contact in the Gomez case. That means you're registered with them. Currently, we have K1 in Manila. Lisa May, if we went to get married, just... Well, Levi, if you have a valid visitor visa and you come to the country and after you get here and you've been here 90 days, you change your mind, decide to get married, perfectly fine to get a green card here. Perfectly fine. Okay. If you're in trouble in the country, which of your lawsuits should you join? Well, if you're just a general, hey, I can't get a visa, then you want to be in the travel ban. If you're a DV 2021, you want to be in the travel ban lawsuit. If you're a K, you want to be in the K country lawsuit if we have one for your country. If you're a general K, you want to be in the travel ban case. All right. Shabnan, I talked about this earlier. There will be final registration is next Friday, and then shortly we'll be going there. We have 680 plaintiffs in the DV 2021 lawsuit. Abogado, tengo una pregunta. Si ya podemos aplicar por la residencia y los de TPS y todo El Salvador. Santiago, solamente si tiene una esposa que es ciudadano residente o tiene niño que tiene 21 años que es un ciudadano. De ahí puede aplicar por la residencia. Shabnan, good for this stuff. Are we going to add plaintiffs after later stage filing? No, we're not. Honestly, we're just not going to do that. So you're in. You're in now. In for a penny, in for a pound. Virtual consult, Petroni, you call this number. Oh, call that number and they'll get you in. Okay, Petronia. Francois, are you allowed to tell us how many plaintiffs we already have? I already told you, Francois. Thank you, Lily. All right, that was an easy, nice hour with you guys. I sure appreciate you. You all have a great week. Should we write the fourth step in order to join in the mandamus? Right in the fourth step. I don't know what that means. Maybe Lily knows what that means. I don't know what the fourth step means. Sorry. Yikes. Again, this is Charles Kuck. This is who I am. If you want a consult with me or with my law firm, you can call us at this number. We're here to help. We'll be back tomorrow. Elizabeth will be here tomorrow en español en inglés. Mañana al mismo tiempo. Y viernes, mi socio Dustin Baxter, el guapo, que no es mi hijo, estará en vivo en español. Gracias a todos por toda su ayuda. Estaremos aquí. Hasta luego. Bye bye.